hallelujah, a celebrity that knows what he's talking about when it comes to technology. Yes, author and Mystery Science Theater 3000 creator Kevin Murphy, clearly a geek. And what a great job he has. The man watches movies and mocks them for a living. I got to catch up with Kevin down in Los Angeles to talk about things that only a true geek could understand. Take a look. Kevin Murphy?
Marty?
Let's chat.
Let's.
So you're best known as the voice of Tom Servo, the robot, one of the audience members heckling the movies that they have to see in Mystery Science Theater 3000.
The little round-headed guy, the red, stocky little guy who sang all the time and cried at will. And yeah, I'm not used to sitting in a theater seat like this. I'm usually underneath them holding up a puppet. So this has been a great experience for me.
The show is clearly made with geeks in mind. And I'm wondering if you, as one of the characters, the guy who came up with the show and one of the writers, you must be sort of the uber geek.
Well, I think we were all a bunch of geeks. And when you got all these wonderful, talented people together who had little, geek genes in there, suddenly this giant geek came out and spoke to the geek universe. And
as a guy who played a robot, you really must have gotten into his head or into his circuitry. Do you or do you not think that one day robots will endeavor to take over the Earth?
That's a really good question. It gets right to the heart of the matter. And I believe they already have. I just saw the billboard for Made in Manhattan.
Great movie.
That tells me that robots have already taken over.
You're not dissing my girl J-Lo.
Yes, I'm afraid I am. She's a robot, my friend. She's a robot. It's the center of gravity's down low. That's where the gyroscope is.
That's a mean axe you carry there, Blorick.
You had an animated series at sci-fi.com called Edward the Less. It was sort of a spoof on the Tolkien Lord of the Rings genre.
We got together and wrote this thing because we liked Tolkien, but we hated all of the Tolkien culture that went around it. So we created this character named Edward, he's sort of like from Brooklyn, from the Brooklyn side of Middle-earth.
Run out room for notches.
Do you ever think of using articles or personal pronouns?
No.
You were able to do the music using a program called Acid, right?
Acid, man. It's the best. It's totally the best. Acid is just great. No, it's a looping program. You can make your own score and make you sound like you can actually do music and have a tin air at the same time.
Popcorn?
Rock on.
How much of a role do you think Tolkien played in the social type of the geek? I mean, would the geek exist in its current form if it were not for the Lord of the Rings series?
Well, the story goes that Tolkien, they made him into a god and he didn't want to be. So all these people started following around, and when the book started getting popular again, they said, man, Tolkien, you're the best man. And he was, this hobbling little tweedy guy from Oxford. And get away from me, young man. Leave me alone and take your hash pipe with you. No, go away. So, yeah, I think this whole thing sprouted up around him and got out of control. And I don't think he was like the godfather of geeks. That's more like George Lucas.
You recently spent an entire year watching movies. You saw a different movie every day, and you wrote a book about your journeys and your viewings called A Year at the Movies.
A Year at the Movies by Kevin Murphy, HarperCollins Books.
Of the movies that have come out over the past year, which three are most deserving of the Mystery Science 3000 treatment, where you just want to mock them?
I just recently saw the new Rob Schneider movie.
The Hot Chick.
You see these kids in the theater, and they're hoping that it's going to be funny, and they try to make it funny by laughing at the wrong things, and sometimes I think they believe that the movie's broken, and that they can fix it by laughing, but there's just no comedy in there, and that's the hardest part.
Kevin Murphy? Email me.
Marty, I will do that. Thank you very much. You got this Carson Daly quality about you that I really like.
Kevin and I chatted for a while about his life at Renaissance fairs and his week-long diet of movie concessions. That's right. You can see the uncut interview on our website. Be sure to check it out, won't you? Now, coming up after the break, first excited home fell, now DirecTV broadband. We're going to help you remain online and find that perfect broadband provider when the screensavers continues.